Hey everybody, it's DiveGirl Deb. This is really quick because it's playoffs on Sunday. Can't believe I'm even doing this, but I'm seeing something at the Hive here in the tent that I haven't seen before, and I want to share it with you guys. Now, why do I have a beehive living in a tent in my guest bedroom? Because of bee venom therapy. Go check out the previous videos. So let's check this out. All right, so everybody's like, what happens if a bee gets loose in the house? Oh my! Well, as an apitherapy patient, we know that bees are going to get drawn to light. And so you'll find them at the window. You can put a cup over them. You can use your nets and all sorts of things to catch bees. But it does happen, and it has happened here today. So, of course, one of my favorite bee catching nets is actually a butterfly net. And it comes on a handle, and you can like wish it around in a figure eight, and you can catch bees. And what's going to happen with the centrifugal force is going to push them deeper into the sock, which is what you want. Now, bees, they like to crawl up. And so if you take your sock and invert it upside down, they will probably crawl right up to the top for you. Isn't that neat? What do you think, George? I know. You already knew that, right? Yeah, you knew it. So if a honeybee gets out, open the curtains and swoop her up into your net in a so don't bang this against an object as you do your figure eight. This is what not to do, because oh no, I have to edit. But honeybees are different. They have an extra shell on the outside, exoskeletal shell. So their bone structure is on the outside of their body. So if you crush that outer shell, it's just not really good for them. They're broken. It's very much similar to a unibody construction in cars. And as an auto mechanic, I remember in the 80s when the Asian community used to ship Toyotas and Hondas around, and we got to experience unibodies for the first time. And you can't fix them after a crash. That's the reality. That exoskeletal structure, once it's crushed and bent, just like your soda can, it's going to have memory in the metal or memory in the exoskeletal structure. And then the bee is going to dehydrate and die out. She's not going to thrive. She doesn't feel good. And so you don't want to damage her, right? Okay, so whether you're catching bees in front of your beehive or here in a house, do a figure eight like this, and don't let it touch anything, because you will break that exoskeletal shell as you go back and forth and you touch even a plant in your garden. You don't want that. You don't want any contact at all. Just keep it free and open, okay? And if you're not getting enough bees quick enough, just take some more time, relax, just stay a little bit longer. You can dip down as long as you have clearance that you're not going to bash your bees in the sock. Yeah, don't bash your bees. So after you get them kind of all worked into the end, and I think doing the figure eight multiple times to centrifugally push them in is the better option. All right, so then when you get done, you can grab your sock here and you can turn it into a circle, right? Around and around like so, and your bees are going to be captured. Now, you can take that and invert it into your small apiary container. I just take that whole sock and just push it through. And about right here, I will start, when you get that sock kind of inverted like that, there's going to be a lot of bees inside of here. And then you will start to close the door to your little apitherapy unit and then slowly work them out. And I like to do that on the patio table because that way, any bees that you happen to miss, they're just going to fly home. They're not going to be buzzing your windows and stuff because you got a beehive in your backyard and you know how to use it, right? All right, enough of this net talk. I actually caught the bee that was loose and we're not going to talk about that. But today I want to show you what's happening in the top of the colony. Because what I did is I added some syrup here and water over here. Now this dark bits around the edges is a lot of cinnamon actually, and they are mopping it up. So these are some really young bees working. And I am playing with fire because I'm holding an electronic device while I've got my hands through the zipper. And bees hate electronics. They can feel the energy. So if you're filming your bees, they might not like this part. But I want to show you guys, look at these babies. Young bees. They're very light colored, and they are just hanging around here on the top. These are newborns. And I'll tell you what, there's just loads of them up here. They're getting a big drink. They're cleaning up this rooftop. There's some of the old cinnamon there, coating in propolis and carrying it out. And isn't that cool? This is what you should see in your hive top feeders when it's about 75 to 80 degrees out. These guys are moving a little bit slow because the house is 71, but that's plenty warm for them. And these carniolas, boy, they really like the cool temperatures. So there we go. Here's a upper hive entrance, which means they can come and go from here, as well as the full entrance is open. And these babies, they come up and they get some drinks, and poke around and check out the world. They're not afraid of frost because they're in a stable environment. Isn't that neat? I mean, you couldn't see that kind of thing if you didn't have your fingers coming through a tent like this, right? I know, I'm a nut job. I try all kinds of things that are different. But I have learned that having overhead light is not ideal because they tend to use more energy trying to fly towards that, the foragers. I do have just plain water in a donut feeder, so they can come drink regular water, but they are loving this syrup. And I had a feeling that they needed to feed, so I come in here and I just, when they go to bed at night, I just grab this jar and take it in the house or take it in the kitchen and wash it up and put some fresh syrup in there. But these babies are enjoying being in the house. I'm very happy with them. They are calm, cool, collected. I have no stings in my arm in here. Actually, even though I'm talking through the tent, they're not coming after my breath and trying to smack me in the face. These carnioles are really sweet little bees. But every day they're coming up here and having a big feed and kind of laying around. I think they're drying it before they go back in, releasing some humidity, and maybe resting. So, isn't that cool? And I have bees walking around my arm. They just don't care. There we go. One got out. She's in the light. So we're going to turn the light out, because if she gets next to the hot light bulb, she'll get burned and die instantly. Let's wait. Maybe she'll come out. I am ready with my butterfly net. A little encouragement. Yeah, it's a fixture from 1964. It's a, a relic. All right, well, she's thinking about that. But basically, if your girls get out, do that figure 8, circle around, grab them up, throw them right back in. It's pretty easy. All right, guys, I want you to see the babies feeding. I'm going to go back and watch the football because looks like the Chiefs are creaming the Bengals. And there's a second game coming. Bye, guys. Love ya.